Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Today, we have a podcast by Ibtissam. It is about our mistaken view of success. I'm genuinely proud of how far you've come. You went from doing solo podcasts now to do a podcast with your sister. This is very good. So, again, very, very proud of you. Just a few mispronunciations in the podcasts. The first one is pressure, not pressure. It's like I feel like sometimes there is a kind of e long, it's not like that. So it is pressure, right? And the second mispronunciation is progress. It's not progress. So progress is the verb, but in the context you use this word, it was noun. So noun is progress. So progress. Notice again, progress and then progress. Next one is ultimate, not ultimate, ultimate. The ultimate goal, ultimately, right? Notice again, mit, not mate. And the last one is key. It's not, I know it may sound like it is K, but it's not K, it's key. E and Y pronounce E long, so the key points. Alright then, I will leave you with the podcast.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing great and welcome to the podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. It will not be like a monologue podcast because I will not be talking alone. Actually, I had the idea of sharing my thoughts on today's topic with someone else to make the discussion more dynamic and different from what I've done before. So, first of all, I would like to thank my guest Noha for accepting my invitation and joining me on this podcast. I'm really looking forward to this conversation, and I hope you will enjoy the episode as well. So before we start our topic, Nuhav, do you want to say something?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me, Ibtissam. I'm really happy to be part of your podcast.
You're welcome, Nuha. Okay, so today's discussion is about success. As you know, our listeners, we all want to succeed in life, right? But do we all define or see success the same way?
Honestly, since I was a kid, I've been told you have to succeed, but no one really asks me what success actually means to me personally. So I was raised within a culture where success means good grades, a stable job, money, maybe a big house. So I believe too that being successful is achieving one or more of these societal standards.
So, do you see that your definition of success symbolizes just the external measures? Because it can also be like internal ones, because as there are people who succeed in their career goals, there are others who feel proud just doing something they love without feeling pressured by society.
Actually, I think that maybe the problem is not success itself,
Okay.
but the pressure around it. Because society often presents one model of success. If you don't fit into that model, it feels like you're failing. That's why I adopt the same pattern in my life, and sometimes I find myself unconsciously applying it to others too. For example, judging their choices when they are different, just because they don't conform to what society accepts or sees as success.
Hmm. Actually, I respect your reflection, but I feel like I disagree with you at some point because this kind of herd mentality is not always right or healthy, especially when it comes to success. If you don't define it for yourself, then society will define it for you. And that's where the harmful comparisons begin. For example, if your cousin succeeds in becoming a doctor, your relatives might see your path as less valuable than his, no matter what you choose, for example.
Yeah, it's true. I honestly feel the same thing happens now with the spread of social media. Now, on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok, success looks fast and impressive. So you may see people your age buying cars, traveling, building businesses, and you start wondering about your own progress. And that can sometimes be dangerous because success becomes less about growth and more about validation. So instead of asking, am I improving? We ask, am I better than others?
Oh, yes, I agree. Now, That we have explored different perspectives on how success can have different meanings, let's move to another question. Should success really be everyone's ultimate goal? What do you think, Noha?
From my perspective, we can't deny that success is considered as the ultimate goal. After all, why do we work hard and sacrifice our time? It's because we're expecting a result.
Yes, we naturally strive for success. However, I think that success doesn't always bring people true happiness and satisfaction. I mean, you might reach the top, but still feel empty. And in another way, we can say that maybe success alone is not enough to bring like happiness.
So I think that maybe the real question here is not should success be everyone's goal, but what kind of success are we looking for and why?
Exactly. And to be honest, as we have already said, success depends on how we personally define it. Because there is no one size fits all definition. For example, financial success doesn't bring everyone happiness.
Yeah.
So we can say maybe fulfillment is more important for some people. Actually, for some people, success is defined by being in a healthy relationship and having a comfortable lifestyle instead of just working long hours and being on the top leaders. Another important point here, sometimes we fail at something, but that doesn't really mean we are weak, right? Because in fact, failure can actually be proof of growth.
Actually, it's difficult to accept that success isn't always the ultimate goal. But struggling along the way, as you say, doesn't mean failing or missing the bus. So, understanding this is very important if we want to stay motivated and continue growing.
Yeah, actually, it's true. Now, let's summarize the most key points we've seen from our discussion. So, first, as we said before, we all need to reflect on our own vision of success. For example, ask ourselves, what does a successful life look like to us? Actually, understanding our personal definition of success helps us focus on what truly matters, not just what society expects for us. Second, we actually need to align our goals with what brings our fulfillment. And it's really important to set goals that brings us, for example, joy and personal growth, not just that social validation.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you would like to add, Noha?
Yes, one more thing, we need to let go of comparisons because embarrassing our own path allows us to live a life that's authentic and meaningful.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe the main conclusion here is that success is not about reaching the same destination as everyone else. Maybe it's about building a life that feels right to us. Actually, today's podcast was really interesting with you, Noha. I truly enjoyed this discussion.
Me too.
So I hope the listeners enjoy the podcast as well. So I guess that's all, everybody, for today. Until next time, take care and bye bye.